Hey guys, what's up? It's Savannah. Welcome back to another episode of My Thoughts Exactly. Thank you guys so much for joining me here today. If you're new here, hi, my name is Savannah and I'm your host of My Thoughts Exactly. And before we get started, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you never miss an episode. We post weekly here on the podcast every single Friday. You're not going to want to miss it. We also upload the video version onto YouTube on Fridays as well. So make sure you are subscribed. And with that being said, you guys, happy Friday. I hope you've had a great week so far. And if you haven't, guess what? It's Friday. It's the weekend. You made it. Happy Friday, you guys. I have been having a pretty good week so far. I feel like this is a kind of, for me personally, this is crunch time. This is prep week because I'm actually going out of town next weekend. My family and I are taking a week trip for Thanksgiving. We're going somewhere tropical and I'm just very excited for that. I can't really actually remember the last time I went on a vacation like that. My family and I just have not done that in a while. So I'm really grateful and just looking forward to being able to spend that quality time and being able to just go and have a fun Thanksgiving. I'm really looking forward to it, especially because the weather in Nashville lately has been, well, I don't want to say it's been bad because it really hasn't, but today the weather is definitely, we're gray, we're raining, we're cloudy. We're not feeling sunny fall winter vibes today, and it actually very much matches up with the vibes of today's episode, talking about seasonal sadness, talking about seasonal depression. We'll get into that in a second, but so far having a good week, just trying to cram everything in, trying to get all of the My Thoughts Exactly episodes ready for you guys, trying to get Killer Instinct squared away. I have some other things in the works that are also coming out, fairly soon. Can't tell you, but very excited. You'll find out soon enough. So a lot of things that are going on, a lot of moving parts, but I'm very excited. I'm also just trying, in my personal life to keep organized and keep the house organized. I actually have a junk removal business coming over tomorrow to help me clear out my garage. I just have boxes in there and old rugs. And I told you guys a couple weeks ago that my mom came into town and completely helped me. She came into the house and just basically was like, you are a hoarder and you have a problem and we need to fix this. So we just completely reorganized the house top to bottom, but we did not get to the garage. And so I'm doing the garage and I'm just getting everything out and just making it needs to go away. I need new energy. We're nearing the end of 2024. We're getting into 2025. I just need declutter. I need things to go away. I need that energy gone. So I just have a junk luggers business coming tomorrow essentially, and they just bring a big truck and they take everything and it's great. So that's what we're doing this week. Also, my mom is coming into town and I'm really excited to see her. And then we all leave on Monday. So very exciting things. But like I was mentioning, the weather here today in Nashville definitely fits the vibe for the episode that we are talking about. I asked you guys on the My Thoughts Exactly Instagram what episode you wanted to see this week, and I gave you, we're definitely fitting into the holiday theme. There was this one, there was a holiday this or that, we had gift guides, and we are going to be hitting all of those, by the way. I just wanted to see which ones you guys wanted to hear first, and it was an overwhelming on the seasonal depression, seasonal sadness talk, and I have been waiting for the right time to do this episode because I know last year when we did this exact episode, we had a very similar, just heart-to-heart girl chat about this. We did that at the beginning of October last year, and now we're doing it more towards the end of November. So it definitely is, I definitely have waited a little bit, but I don't know. Sometimes October, some people consider it fall, some people don't. It just depends where you live. And so I just haven't gotten around to it, and I've been waiting for the right time, but I feel like now is the perfect time to have this conversation and to have this episode. So that is what we are talking about today. And a really big reason that I wanted to talk about this is, when we talk about the holidays and we talk about, Christmas and New Year's and, all of these things. And it's the time of the year where things are the most lit up, not just, actually in terms of Christmas lights and holiday lights and street lights and all of those things, but, all over social media, all over, every single shopping website, everywhere you look, it's holiday themed something. You cannot get away from it. Restaurants have holiday themes. Like holidays, you cannot escape from. And for a lot of people, that's really exciting. And I've always been one of those people. I love the holidays. I love, Christmas. I love Thanksgiving. I love Halloween. I love the holidays. I love New Year's. And then I have my birthday in January. Like I've always loved the holidays. But what I've learned over time is that's not the reality for everyone. Not everyone loves the holidays. And in fact, the holidays are really shitty for a lot of people. And I think it's important to cater to those who experience that too, because I can only imagine that could be a very isolating feeling. It could be a very isolating feeling thinking that everyone around you is having the world's best time. Everyone around you is experiencing these moments and creating these memories that you don't have. And you're looking around being like, well, where is that for me? Or why don't I feel that? And it can feel, again, very isolating. And I wanted to just have a conversation about that today and have a conversation about, what we can do individually to help guide us through these times, whether it's you struggle with the holidays for any number of reasons, whatever that is for you, or if you struggle with this time of year because of seasonal depression and seasonal sadness. Everyone has got their thing, and even if you're someone who loves the holidays and you love this time of year, it's your favorite. I think this is an important episode just to learn about, ways that we can show up for other people, ways that we can show up, the holiday season is all about the season of giving. It's the season of giving and giving back to others and being there for the ones that we love and showing up for other people. And oftentimes that doesn't necessarily look like, just your stereotypical gift giving. Like, how can we be there for our people emotionally and mentally? And how can we show up for them during a time that isn't easy, during a time that they're struggling? So I wanted to talk about all of that today because, again, I think it's really important because I can only imagine a little bit of loneliness that comes with the feelings of either seasonal depression or just feeling like no one gets it because everyone is so happy this time of year. And it's probably sickening to some people because you're like, I don't feel the same way. So when we did this episode last year, I started off with some statistics. I started off with some science. This is not very college dropout of me, but I think that it's important to come up with you with some facts in the beginning of this. So seasonal affective disorder, also known as SAD, seasonal affective disorder, this affects 4 to 6% of the population. And the majority of the people that it affects are actually women. It's also referred to as winter blues or seasonal sadness, which is what I refer to it as. And it is something that you can get a medical diagnosis for. And this is something that a lot of people experience in the late fall, early winter, and it can last all throughout the winter and into the new year, depending on where you live. It oftentimes will show itself more when the sky is gray or when the days are shorter and it's colder outside. That is when that feeling of seasonal sadness tends to begin to boil up. And the majority of people who have seasonal sadness experience it in January and February. I am definitely one of those people that experience it at that time of year. And it also is important to note some of the symptoms that you may feel if you have seasonal sadness. Some of that can be fatigue, it can be irritability, it can be, either overeating or undereating. There's a lot of different things that can happen around this time of year. And when you are experiencing seasonal affective disorder or when you are having those seasonal sadness feelings. And it is important to note that you can always reach out to a doctor or a counselor to help guide you in the right direction when you are trying to navigate these feelings. That is always an option. I am not here to be a doctor. I am just here to tell you kind of my journey with this and my experience with this to not make you feel as alone in it, and also to give you my tips and tricks on how to make this period of time feel a little more bearable. Now, I have always been someone who has absolutely loved the seasons. I've loved fall. I love winter. I grew up in Connecticut for the first 15 years of my life. It was in New York / Connecticut, and I was born in New York, then Connecticut. You get it. So I spent a lot of time being very engulfed in the seasons. We had all the seasons. We had heavy snow, we had fall, we had summer, and it was great. And I loved it as a kid. And then when I was 15, I moved to San Diego, and surprise, surprise, there's no seasons there. We don't have seasons in San Diego. We have sunny and 75, and that's about it. In the winter, it'll probably drop down to like 60, and we're like, oh my God, got to put on a sweatshirt. And it's like that, those are the vibes. There's no seasons. So when I moved from Nashville to San Diego, or sorry, other way around, San Diego to Nashville, I definitely noticed the impact that seasonal sadness had on me. And I also was not expecting it. I remember after Christmas, I came back to Nashville. It was like late December. This was in 2021. And I remember going into January and February, and I was feeling all of these symptoms. I was feeling fatigued. I was feeling irritable. I was feeling like nothing was making me happy. I just felt like everything was very mundane. The days were blending together. And I was like, what is going on? Like, why am I feeling like this? I did not know. And I had a conversation with my mom, and she was like, you're probably experiencing some seasonal depression. And it just like was like a light bulb that went off for me. And it definitely hit me more in that January to February mark, because I feel like, again, this varies from person to person, but for me personally, because I am someone who enjoys the holidays always go by very fast for me. Like October to December fly by in the blink of an eye. Once January rolls around, I feel like I am dragging to get through that month. And then February, I feel like it goes even slower. And then even March, it really sometimes isn't until like April or May where I start to feel like things are getting back to somewhat normal. And I've noticed that those months affect me more than anything. But again, you might be someone where it affects you starting October, starting, November. You could be one of those people that hates seeing everyone else put their Christmas trees up in October or September. I know people started very early this year. That's like been the thing I've noticed. I feel like everyone is putting up their Christmas decorations very, very early on. I'm not a hater of it, but I know it probably is annoying if you're someone that just doesn't like the holidays. And that can kind of, ignite some of those seasonal sadness feelings for you if that's how you feel. So I'm going to run you through some of the things that I would recommend that you do if you're feeling the seasonal sadness, or if you're like, I don't like the holidays and you just feel like you can't get happy. Like what can I do to make me feel better? I'm going to run you through some of my tips and tricks. That does not negate, and I feel like this is important to say, when you listen to me today, you might be like, Savannah, shut up. You don't get it. You're telling me all these things and like, I don't even want to get out of bed. Like all these things that you're telling me require me actually opening my eyes in the morning and putting 2 feet on the ground and getting up. And I don't want to do that. And that's okay. I'm not here to try and negate your feelings. I'm not here to try and diminish the intensity that you might feel around this time of year. But what I am here to do is try and give you things that I know for me help me when I am feeling just kind of like blah about everything. And I'm also here to just try and make you see that there are some outlets that you can look to rather than just, being this sucks, everything sucks, the world sucks. Just kind of trying to, divert from that mindset. But if that's the mindset that you want to have, by all means, go for it. I'm not here to try and knock that. I'm just here to try and give you some ideas of what to do on the days that you want to cater to yourself and on the days that you want to show a little bit more love to yourself, because you do deserve that. You do deserve to treat yourself with that kindness and to treat yourself with that love. And this is what I would recommend when doing this. And the first one that I'm going to mention, I'm laughing because you're going to hate me for it. The first one that I'm going to mention, it's exercise. I'm so sorry. I really am. Trust me. I didn't want to have to say it either. This one sucks for a lot of people. And not a lot of people want to do it, including me. I don't want to exercise. I never do. I actually dread going to the gym every Monday and Thursday. It's not something where I'm like, this is an easy one to do. It's not. It takes a lot just to get to the gym. Getting to the gym is like 90% of the battle. But It is no secret that physical activity helps relieve stress and anxiety, and it also pumps up your endorphins, which that is the chemical in your brain that increases your mood. So the more you exercise, the more endorphins your body produces, and the more your mood is elevated. That one is just science, and I hate to break it to you, but it is. This is just the big sister truth here. That one is just science. And I know personally, take it from me, when it is cloudy outside, when it's gray outside, when it's raining, it's cold, the last thing I want to do on the face of the planet is get up and start exercising. I don't want to do a deadlift. I don't want to run a mile. I don't want to do dumbbell curls. I don't want to do any of it. Like, no, thank you. But what I will say is every time I do it, I feel better because it's just science. The endorphins get released and it's a game changer. Even if you don't want to go to the gym, which I know a lot of us don't, I definitely would recommend investing in either just like a little yoga mat. When I say invest, like it's not, you don't have to drop bank on a yoga mat, but like a yoga mat or, a pair of dumbbells, keep it in your apartment, keep it in your room, just something that you can do, whether that's 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes of a day, and just do a little workout. That could be an ab workout that you find on YouTube. Or if all of that is too much, stretching. I have been taking 30 minutes a day and going into my gym and just stretching. And I promise you it's a game changer. Not only do I physically feel the endorphins running through my body, it makes my entire body feel so much better. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting old and my body just feels tense all the time, but stretching has really, really been a game changer. And it always lifts my mood. And, I know a lot of people don't want to go to the gym. It's like, for whatever reason, I'm not here to judge it. I'm not here to like get into it. But a lot of people don't want to go to the gym. And I'm one of them. I am one of them. I do go to the gym every Monday and Thursday, but like I don't have a gym, what's it called? A gym subscription, a gym membership. It's a membership. It's a gym membership. Other than I have a personal trainer that I go to on Mondays and Thursdays, but I don't have like a gym membership. And last year I noticed, because I was definitely dealing with that seasonal depression and that seasonal sadness, I was wishing that I had some sort of a home gym, right? I didn't do the yoga mat at the house. I didn't do the weights at the house. I'm really doing this for the first time this year. But one of my goals was to convert my gym in the back of my home to convert the garage that's in the back of my home into a gym, because I did not have that last year. And I wished so badly that I did, because personally for me, I don't like driving when it's cold outside. I don't like driving when there's potentially ice on the ground, black ice, snow. I will remain in the house for as long as I have to. And a lot of times that really impacted my physical activity because I wasn't leaving the house. I wasn't going to the gym. I wasn't going to my trainer. I was just staying at home. And I didn't have a place where I could, let go of that physical energy that was all pent up. And so I've created a gym in my garage, and I have a treadmill in there. I have some weights in there. I have, mats in there. I've really been trying to make that into a space. That's also why the junk lugger people are coming, because I need to clear that out, because I know once winter really hits full force here, I'm not going to want to drive to the gym. So I've really been focusing on making that a good space for me, and for Hayden and for anyone who wants to come over and use it, really. So I've been really dedicating some time and really making that a great place. But I've really noticed that, and again, I apologize because I don't want to admit it either. Working out helps. It does. Exercise helps. And something that we also did, that we also put in the garage, was a sauna. And that leads me to my next thing. Saunaing, or using your sauna, or having a sauna, or having a sauna subscription. There are so many places now where it's like a sauna studio, and you can go and you can spend 40 minutes in a sauna. Or a lot of big chain gyms, they have saunas in their gym and it's like a part of your membership. I definitely recommend going and using a sauna, especially in the winter. Naturally in the winter, because it's cold. If you live in a colder climate, you're more tense. That's just the way it is. And so going into a sauna, not only does it also release endorphins, it relaxes your muscles. And like I said, there's so many places that you can go that have saunas that you can use. Again, there are sauna studios. We have multiple here. I just noticed that, the sauna studio that I was going to here, it was so freaking expensive. It was $100 a month for one sauna session a week. So I think that was like, I don't know, you can do the math, but I was, finding myself wanting to go more than once a week. And I realized, I'm like, I'm just going to buy my own, because at that rate, like the sauna's already paid for itself with how many months I was, subscribed to the sauna studio over here. So I just got my own sauna, and I've been using that, and I absolutely love it, especially in the winter when it's the colder climates and it's like freezing outside. You want to be able to go somewhere where it's warm, and you want to be able to just like have that moment in your body to like, embrace that red light therapy and do all of the benefits that it gives you. It's such an amazing, amazing thing that you can do for your body during this time. And it's also something that's going to lift your spirits and your mood because you're releasing endorphins at the same time. Again, it's not the cheapest thing in the world, and I'm not trying to say that it is, but if you're really struggling with seasonal sadness, I definitely recommend this. Okay, so now let's talk beyond physical activity. Let's get out of that realm for a second. And something else that I personally really like to lean on during this time of year is cooking. Not only do I love just like holiday cooking in general, personally, I love baking. I'm a baker. I'm not Betty Crocker, I'm not Martha Stewart, but I like to dabble in baking every once in a while, and it just makes me happy. I love all sorts of different types of holiday cookies. It's been a tradition in my family for quite some time that I make a certain holiday cookie every year. I think last year it was some sort of like chocolate molasses something type of cookie that I make. A lot of times I'll make chocolate crinkle cookies, and those are really good. I did peanut butter balls for a long time. I love baking, but around the holiday season, I really love to lean into cooking because I love a warm meal. I love eating something and feeling cozy and just fulfilled. I love it. So whether that be a new pasta recipe, a new soup recipe, a chili, I love a crock pot recipe because a lot of times with a crock pot recipe, it's really easy. All you got to do is throw the shit in there and it does the work itself. And I just get to take credit for it. It's pretty great. So anything in the crock pot I love, and chilies and soups are my personal favorite as well. And this becomes fun for me. It becomes exciting because I like to try new recipes. And around the holiday season, there's so many out there, especially with, now that we have TikTok and Instagram and everyone is putting their recipes out there. And I've been trying a lot of them. I personally, I have a really good white chicken chili recipe, and I also have a really good, like, it's a creamy potato chicken soup. I might have to make those and put them on the My Thoughts Exactly Instagram because I kid you guys not, it is so good. I'm smiling. Can you not, like, if this makes food makes me happy. Okay. I love it. And, I just feel like I think that the cooking element is really important here because it not only makes you do something, like you're actually, putting in some sort of work or some sort of effort, you're getting up and working towards some sort of something to have an end goal. You then get to do something with it. You then get to eat it, and it's great. And so I just find a lot of comfort in food. I always have, and it is a blessing and a curse, but during the holidays, it is definitely a blessing. And I really just love to be able to lean in to like the homemaker side of me and bring out those recipes around this time. And so I definitely have some on backstock that if you guys would like, I will be more than happy to get them to you. I'm a pretty picky eater, and I definitely I'm a texture person. Texture is really weird to me. I wish I wasn't like that. I know it's very childish of me, but I am who I am. Sorry. And I do have some recipes though that maybe I will, post for you guys so you can try them out as well. But again, I just finding some sort of hobby, finding some sort of something that you can lean into during this time that's going to make you feel fulfilled. That's really important because it's going to give you that sense of happiness, that sense of, and again, I keep using this word, but it's fulfillment. And so to me, I love cooking and I love baking. And I know it's very easy during this time, especially to lean in to the DoorDash and the Postmates and the Uber Eats and all of those things. And I definitely have fallen victim to that more times than I would like to admit over the holidays. But there's something really nice about making something from scratch and having a home cooked meal. I think everyone loves a good home cooked meal. And so even if you're not a cooker or you don't like cooking, you don't like baking, there, whatever hobby that gives you that same feeling to where when you're talking about it, you're smiling. I don't know if it's because I like cooking or if it's because I like eating. I think it's the latter, but we don't have to talk about that. Finding something that you love that lights you up during this time that you can really lean in on is going to be important. And for me, it's cooking because I like to eat. The next one, and I said this last year, but I will say it again. I think candles are a huge necessity during this time of year. Filling your home and your space up with warm light is really important, and it is the key to creating a cozy atmosphere, and it will help reduce your stress, which again is key here. So having candles, not only is it going to make your house smell great, it's going to make your place look pretty. It's all good things. Candles are never bad. Candles are never ever bad. I know that my mom and I have been talking a lot of just about like switching to natural products and whatever, and she's been telling me that I need to switch to all natural candles. I haven't gotten there quite yet. To me, that's a little bit of a stretch because I love my Bath and Body Works. I love my Anthropologie candles. I love Target, or not Target candles. I actually talked about that. I don't really love a Target candle for some reason. I haven't found a favorite, but I do love candles. And if you have a good natural candle recommendation, I am all ears because I'm trying to get into the natural candle side of things, but I just love a good candle. For me, my favorites around the holiday season, like my favorite scents, I love a Christmas tree scent, like a balsam. Don't even get me started. Love it. Hot chocolate, peppermint, woods, like any earthy, musky scent I love, but then any like gingerbread. Ugh, you guys, stop. I can't. It's so good. So any candle. I love a candle. See, I'm smiling again. These are the things that make me happy in life. Food and candles. I'm very easy to please. So I recommend some sort of candle or some sort of light, especially on Amazon. I know that they have a bunch of those like warm lights that you can put in the middle of your, not in the middle of your, or if you want, middle of your room, go off, but like in the corner of your room. I know one of my best friends does that and she really enjoys it. And then there's those like alarm clocks that you can have that will gradually emit warm light over time. Like once you set what time you want to wake up, it will gradually, put out that warm light. I don't know what the science is behind it, but I know people really love that. There are a bunch of different ways that you can use light to your benefit, especially when the world seems really dark. Light sometimes feels like it's your enemy. You're like, no, I want to just like enclose myself in this darkness. But I promise you, by having some sort of light, it actually will really help. Another thing that I want to mention that is not, this is where I want to just say, I'm not a doctor, so don't take my word for it. Talk to your doctor. But something that I do that really helps during this time of year is I really like emphasize and pack on my supplements, especially my vitamin D supplement and my vitamin C supplement. Vitamin C for immunity and just to help with like, the common cold and all of those like viruses and germs that go around this time of year. But especially vitamin D, because again, I just feel like I know personally I'm so deficient in it. Again, talk to your doctor if they think that this would be something that would help you and that you should take. But I find that when I stay on top of my vitamin D during this time of year, it helps with my mood as well. I just think that nourishing your bodies during this time of year is really important because again, it's easy to neglect certain things, in this specific time of year because of seasonal sadness. It's easy to just be like, no, I don't need to take care of myself. Oh no, like this can wait. And, little things like that. It's easy to put yourself on the back burner, but that is when we need to recognize the most that this is the most important time to prioritize ourselves, to prioritize our health, to prioritize our well-being. Because again, the easy option is to just be like, oh no, this can wait. I don't need to do this. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'm just going to lay in bed and rot all day, which we can still do, but we can do it after we take our supplements. We can do it after we do a sauna. We can do it after we, put all of our things in the crock pot and we wait the 6 hours on low. We can still do all of the things while cozying up, staying in bed, and watching your favorite show. All of those things can be done. The two are not mutually exclusive by any means. So yeah, increasing on your supplements, or you don't have to increase on them, just make sure that you're taking them and make sure you're being consistent with them. There are many different types of supplements that you can take during this time of year and just in general. So make sure you talk to your doctor, make sure you see what your doctor recommends for you, because again, everyone's body is different. Everyone's body is going to react to things differently. So just make sure that you are doing the best thing for you specifically. So that's that. The next thing I want to talk about is having some sort of a schedule. I think that this is really important. I know that during this time of year, it's very hard because with it getting dark so early, it's easy to feel like there's A, not enough time in the day, B, like all of the days are blending together, and C, feeling like everything is just very mundane. And it's really easy to lose that schedule and that structure that you have for yourself. I'm not saying that you need to be like super strict, but giving yourself a little bit of structure throughout the day is going to help break the day up, and it's not going to feel like it's dragging on as much as it could, or as much as it sometimes would if you didn't have that schedule. And again, it can be a loose schedule, and it can be something that you can create it however you want, but having a little bit of structure is going to be beneficial to you. That way it gets your body in some sort of a schedule, so you know what's coming. Like, okay, at 10 a.m., I am going to go do my workout, or at 4 p.m., I am going to go do a sauna, or at whatever time it is, whatever your schedule looks like for you, just make a little bit of a loose schedule and make time for self-care. That leads me into my next thing. Self-care is so important during this time of year because it's the last thing you want to do. But again, it's one of the most important things you can do. Make sure you keep up on your skincare, do a hair mask, invest in some good pajamas, invest in some good candles, invest in cozy things. Anything that's going to make you feel better and comforted, invest in that. It is not a waste. Buy it and do not feel shame in it. If it is going to help you get through this time, just do it. Do whatever you need to do. And that's really the core of all of this. Whatever it is that you have to do to get through this time, do it. Just do it. And I think that we so often can put pressure on ourselves to feel like, oh, I didn't do enough today, or oh, I didn't do any of the things on this list, or oh, I had no structure today, I had no schedule. That is okay. It's okay. But what I'm saying is you will feel better if you do implement certain things into your day-to-day during this time period of seasonal sadness. You will feel better by taking care of yourself. You will be showing up for yourself. You will be prioritizing yourself more. All of those things are really important. And I just kind of want to conclude this episode by talking about how deserving you are of feeling prioritized and how deserving you are in feeling comforted. And this goes back to what I said in the beginning. Everyone talks about how amazing the holidays are. Oh, it's the best time of the year. It's always marketed. It's the best time of the year. That probably really sucks if it's the worst time of the year for you. It probably really sucks to hear that. And I'm really sorry if you are one of those people that have to experience the seasonal sadness, A, or B, really just a sadness surrounding the holidays. For whatever that reason is, whyever that is for you, if you have to feel that, I'm really sorry. And I'm sorry that you have to go through that. I'm sorry that you probably dread the holidays every year. And I'm sorry that you feel like you can't participate in, the best time of the year, quote unquote. But what I do want to say is you can participate and prioritize yourself. You can participate by prioritizing yourself, is what I was trying to say. And making yourself the center of your life and your universe at this point in time. I know sometimes it's just hard to get out of bed in the morning. I know sometimes it's hard to just get through the day. I know sometimes we're like, I don't care. I'm going to keep sleeping. I'll wake up tomorrow. I know that those feelings can happen, and I'm not trying to just I don't know. I feel like sometimes when I do these episodes, it can feel like I'm not understanding the gravity of what a lot of people go through, and, the darkness that a lot of people can probably feel throughout the holidays. And I'm really not trying to, be naive to that or negate those feelings at all, because I know sometimes you could probably hear what I'm saying and be like, cooking, really? Or like working out, really? I'm just trying to give you things that help me, but that doesn't take away from the intensity of the feelings that you feel. And if you do feel those feelings, I'm really sorry. And I hope you know that you have a community here that loves you. Here are my thoughts exactly. We are all a family and we love you and you have us. And I think that, what I wish that I had in, not necessarily in my relation to the holidays, but in times where I have felt alone just in my life and I felt isolated and I felt like I had no one. All anyone ever wants is a sense of belonging. And all anyone ever really wants is to feel accepted and to feel like they have, whether that's a family or a group of people that have their back and have people that they can turn to. And I want you to know that if you don't have that in your life personally, in your personal circle, you have that here. And you are wanted here and you are welcomed here. And I know the holidays suck for a lot of people, but we're going to get through it. And you are going to get through it. And you're going to get through this, this a couple months of seasonal sadness. I know for me personally, like I said, I don't necessarily feel those feelings towards the holidays, but once we hit January, February, March, that's when mine kind of kicks into gear. We're all going to get through it together. And so whether you like what I had to say today, or you're like, that just does not resonate with me, that's fine. But I hope you know that the key takeaway of this message in this episode is that we're all in this together and we are all going to get through it together, and that you're wanted, and that you have a group and a community here that is for you. So that's what I wanted to say today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you never miss the next one. We post weekly here on the podcast every single Friday. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss it. Like I said in the beginning, my name's Savannah if you're new here. And I feel like I just did my outro so backwards. Sorry about that, but we're just going to go with it. But anyways, that is the end of today's episode. I will be back next week with a brand new one. And until then, I'll see you then. Actually, I think this is the last episode before Thanksgiving. So if you are celebrating Thanksgiving, I just want to say before we go, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. I'm very thankful for you. You guys have completely, I say this to you all the time, I'm indebted to you forever. Whenever I, go through the list of what I'm grateful for, you guys are always up there. And I just love and appreciate you guys so much. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.